Tuck's Takes.
Lots of coordinator news. We have the Buccaneers firing offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich. The Ravens part ways with offensive coordinator Greg Roman. The Vikings fire their defensive coordinator Ed Donatel. And the Dolphins fire their defensive coordinator Josh Boyer.
Wow. That was a heck of a Thursday, huh? I mean, to have 4 coordinators all lose their jobs on a Thursday. And here's what's interesting, too. I just realized this now, Jack. All 4 of these teams made the playoffs. I mean, that just goes to show you coaching can be rough, really rough. So, a couple thoughts on this, right? Number one, and I think you guys know this, I'm never really going to be the one that's campaigning for a coach to get fired because I just know what it means. When a coordinator gets fired, it often means a bunch of the position coaches. I don't wish that on people. I'm a happy person. I love life. I love what I get to do. I'm not looking for people to get fired. I don't wish that someone. I know what it's like to get fired, a bunch, and especially these guys. Once they're coaches, they've got like families and kids. They got to figure out if they can get another job, and if they do, where it is, and they got to move, and their kids have to go to new schools. I'm not asking you to feel bad for them. I'm just saying they know what they signed up for. I'm just saying I don't wish that on people. I'm not one of those people. However, I will say that at least 2 and maybe 3, maybe all 4 of these guys, I'm okay with the decisions that these organizations made. I was very disappointed in Byron Leftwich and the Bucs offense this year. I know the O-line took a little bit of a step back, but it certainly felt like Bruce Arians no longer being there, I guess to help Leftwich or to work in conjunction with Leftwich, really felt like the Bucs offense took a big step back. Now, I don't know how much of that's the O-line injuries, how much of that's Brady's just not as good. There's a lot of things that could be part of it for sure. But even listening to Greg Cosell on Thursdays, wasn't real impressed what they did. They never really moved the ball until they went to no huddle. And so I kind of thought Byron Leftwich would lose his job. It's amazing because he almost got a head job last year. Jacksonville fans wanted him to get that head job, I believe. Now, who knows? Maybe he would have done a great job as a head coach in Jacksonville. I don't know. But there's a big difference in the court of public opinion right now between Byron Leftwich and Doug Peterson. As for Greg Roman, really interesting. I didn't realize, Jack, he was making $3.5 million a year. He has another year left on his deal. $3.5 million to be a coordinator. I mean, that's unbelievable. Brandon Staley, I think the head coach for the Chargers, makes $4 million. And supposedly Sean Payton is asking for between 20 and 25. That is a huge difference from 4 million like Brandon Staley to 20 to 25 million like Sean Payton. That's $20 million of just profit for these owners. That is wild. At any rate, I think that Lamar Jackson is probably at the stage of his career, and I know he hasn't gotten hurt on the running part of it. I realize that. But I think that they're probably at the part of his career where they want the running to be a little bit less a part of it. And by the way, I think there should be some nerves, some consternation that Lamar won't be as good as a result. I think some people would love to see him like in a Shanahan type offense with all of the boots and play action. And I think he can run that, certainly. Will it be as effective as what he did in Baltimore? I don't know. That run game was just so fun to watch in Baltimore when they had it going. All the different tight ends and fullbacks and extra linemen. I'm kind of sad. I really enjoyed watching the Ravens offense. Greg Roman will get hired somewhere if he wants. And I think that offense will be productive. What I think is teams got better, a little bit better and better each year at it, Jack, at defending it. That first year, they really caught him off guard. And that's a big reason why Lamar was MVP. People didn't know how to defend that stuff. But after year 2, they were a little bit better at it. Year 3, year 4, and then Lamar got beat up a little bit. They didn't have receivers. People just got better at it. As for Ed Donatel, he's been around a long time. Boy, that Vikings defense was rough. They have too many good players to be that bad. I mean, Dalvin Tomlinson and Harrison Phillips as run stuffers, Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter off the edge, Kendricks and Hicks at linebacker. Now, Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson, they're not what they once were, but still, you can't be that bad. You cannot be that bad on defense. They were really, really poor. And so I think a lot of people kind of saw that coming. You can't be that bad. It really hurt the Vikings. It really held them back. I mean, they let Daniel Jones have the best game of his life in the playoffs. That was probably the final nail in the coffin. And then the Dolphins firing Josh Boyer. I had this conversation, Jack, during a commercial break, during the game with someone. What was he doing? I mean, they had all kinds of zero coverage. So if you guys ever hear zero coverage, it means it's straight man-to-man. You're bringing one more defender than the offense has to block, but you have no help. It's straight man-to-man. Cover 1 is the same thing, except you have a single high safety in the middle of the field. So you at least have one guy deep. Cover 2, you've got 2 guys deep. Cover 3, you've got 3 guys deep. Cover 4, you've got 4 guys deep, etc., right? He was doing all kinds of cover 0 against the Bills and like giving it away before the snap. And Josh Allen, especially early in the game, was tearing him apart. I just didn't get it.